As we close in on the Daytona 500, I'm going to give y'all 5 bold predictions for the 2021 NASCAR season. How's it going, y'all? My name is Eric and welcome to Out of the Groove. I hope you all had a fantastic week and I hope you've been sleeping well knowing that the NASCAR offseason is pretty much over. Sure, we still have about a week and a half until the Busch Clash, and then a few days after that is the official start of the season with the Daytona 500. Of course, we got Truex Xfinity and the dual races going on before that, but even sooner than that, this weekend is the Rolex 24, which we've discussed the several notable NASCAR connections in this race this year. If you're a big racing fan, the 2021 season is officially upon us, so we really don't have any time to lose. The last couple of years around this time, I've given you guys my bold predictions for the upcoming season. We have a lot of fun looking ahead to the upcoming season, and this year specifically with so many new names, new faces in different places, new tracks, and of course a brand new car on the horizon, this year is shaping up to be extremely unpredictable. So this year's bold predictions video got some higher stakes behind it, but that's what we're gonna do here today. I'm gonna give y'all my 5 bold predictions for the 2021 NASCAR season. Let's jump right in. Bold prediction number 1, Erik Jones will win a Cup Series race before Bubba Wallace. That's right, we're bursting out of the gates right here. In a lot of ways, Erik Jones and Bubba Wallace kind of swapped rides in the offseason. Erik Jones, a longtime Toyota driver, lost his seat at Joe Gibbs Racing. He took over the Richard Petty Motorsports number 43, which Bubba Wallace is now leaving to join 2311 Racing, an all-new Toyota-backed team. It's not technically a Joe Gibbs Racing car, but they're going to be getting a lot of the same support. Bubba Wallace is with a new but competitive Toyota team. Erik Jones is now at Richard Petty Motorsports, a team that has struggled to find consistent speed the last many years. But I believe Erik Jones, who already has 2 Cup Series wins on his resume, will win a race this year before Bubba Wallace does, and here's why. Erik Jones, I believe, is one of the top 3 super speedway racers in the Cup Series today. I believe he'll win a super speedway race this year, and he might snag one pretty early on. I'm not picking him to win the Daytona 500, but he did win the Busch Clash on the oval just a year ago. In the 2 Talladega races last year, Erik Jones finished 2nd and 5th, and in that 5th place finish, he would have won if Ryan Blaney didn't sideswipe him in the final 100 yards. Erik Jones' first career win in the NASCAR Cup Series came at Daytona in the summer race in 2018, so I don't know what it is about that Jones boy, but he seems to always, or very nearly always, find the front of the field late in these super speedway races. I can't call them plate races anymore because technically that's not really what they are. I could call them tapered spacer races, but you know, all the 1.5 mile and bigger tracks are tapered spacer races, so it gets confusing. Erik Jones is a really good super speedway racer. I have a good feeling he steals a win at one of those tracks this season. But this is going to be a bold prediction because Bubba Wallace is without a doubt going to be in a more competitive car week in, week out. But it is a brand new team. Yes, they'll have plenty of Toyota and TRD support, but any new team is going to have some growing pains at first, especially this year when, for many races at the start of the year, we will not have practice or qualifying. Bubba Wallace is not only working with a new team, a new manufacturer, he's also working with a new crew chief. He'll be teamed up with Mike Wheeler, who basically spent 2020 on the bench. He last crew chief for Levine Family Racing in 2019. Mike Wheeler's a solid crew chief. He's been around a while. He's won a good number of NASCAR Cup Series races, most with Denny Hamlin. They won 5 races together combined through the 2016 and 2017 season, but Mike Wheeler and Denny Hamlin went winless in 2018. Mike Wheeler was replaced by Chris Gabehart, and the combination of Hamlin and Gabehart have gone on to win 13 races in the past 2 seasons. I'm not trying to say Mike Wheeler sucks, but to go from 0 wins to 6 and 7, maybe Chris Gabehart's just a miracle worker, I don't know, but that definitely doesn't look great for Mike Wheeler. He did work with the Benedetto in 2019. All I'm saying is I don't think Mike Wheeler is, Cole Pern or Chad Knaus or anything quite like that, so we'll see how that relationship starts out. Honestly, I think Bubba Wallace will win a race this year, and this isn't one of my bold predictions, but some might consider it a bit bold, I don't know. I do think Bubba Wallace will win a race at some point this year, but I think it will come much later in the season. I have a good feeling Erik Jones will steal a win at maybe one of the first 2 or 3 super speedway races. I'm really looking at that Talladega race in May. I don't know, he finished 2nd in that race a year ago. I'm feeling pretty good about Erik Jones. It'd be quite the story if the longtime Toyota driver who lost his ride in the offseason, some would say unfairly, got a win before the all-new Toyota driver and Toyota team. I think that'd be a pretty dramatic storyline for sure. So that's my first bold prediction. Erik Jones wins before Bubba Wallace. Let's keep moving right along. My second bold prediction for the 2021 NASCAR season is that Austincendrick will win a Cup Series race. What? Austincendrick? He's not even racing Cup full-time. He's going for another Xfinity Series championship. Well, Team Penske has said that Austincendrick will make a handful of starts in the NASCAR Cup Series. We already know he's going to attempt to qualify for the Daytona 500 in the 33 Verizon-sponsored car. Hopefully he makes the show. Penske and Cindric have both said that he's expected to make a handful of Cup Series starts this year at a variety of racetracks. Not all super speedways or road courses or short tracks. They're going to get a mix in there. But I believe if he makes multiple road course starts, remember there are 7 points-paying road courses on the Cup schedule this year. You heard me right, 7. If Cindric makes multiple road course starts this year, I think he wins one of them. Last year in the Xfinity Series, Cindric won twice on road courses. He won at Road America and at the Daytona road course, both on the Cup schedule this year. He also finished 5th at the Indianapolis road course and 6th at the Charlotte Roval. And he led a ton of laps in all of those races except the Charlotte Roval, but that was the rain race, extenuating circumstances. I'll cut him some slack there. In 2019, Cindric won Mid-Ohio and Watkins Glen back-to-back, and his one and only Truck Series win came at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park way back in 2017. Austincendrick has grown quite a bit as an all-around NASCAR driver the last couple years, but since the beginning, he's shown great strength at road course races specifically, and I think that's going to carry over into his part-time Cup Series schedule this year. Team Penske would be foolish to not enter Cindric in at least a couple road courses this year. They have so many to choose from. I understand that he's a super young driver that is expected to go full-time Cup racing by 2022, so they want him to be good at the ovals and everything, and NASCAR's still mostly oval racing. I understand that they want to get him experience at a wide variety of tracks, but they would be foolish, in my opinion, to not enter him in several road course races. And if they do, I believe he will win at least one. Look, Chase Elliott's going to be really tough to beat. AJ Allmendinger's going to race at least at the Daytona road course race in February for Kaulig, so watch out for him. Some of the veterans like Martin Truex Jr., watch out for them as well, but if Austincendrick is in a Penske car in any of these road course races, he is a threat to win. I believe the part-time, what is he, 22 years old, rookie? He technically won't be a rookie. I believe this part-time young driver will steal a win at one of the road courses this year. You mark my words on that one. Bold prediction number 3, Martin Truex Jr. wins only one race for the 2nd year in a row. I'm sorry, Martin Truex Jr. fans, I don't mean to pick on your boy, but after several years of dominance, Martin Truex Jr. came back down to earth a bit last year, winning only once, and it was at Martinsville early in the year. You compare that to the 4 previous Cup Series seasons where he'd won, what, 4 races, I think? All of those years, of course, he was teamed up with Cole Pearn atop the pit box. Cole Pearn retired at the end of the 2019 season, so last year, Truex was teamed up with James Small, who had been the lead engineer for Truex's team in years past, and actually credit to James Small, he had a pretty successful season, especially with all the extenuating circumstances. Again, there was absolutely no practice most of last year. The fact that James Small and Truex were able to hit on something pretty quick out of the box, win at Martinsville shortly after the shutdown, and the fact that they made it all the way to the round of 8. They didn't quite make it to the championship 4, but that was still a pretty impressive season for a brand new driver crew chief combination, but they only managed to find victory lane once. Now, that wasn't entirely unusual. Outside of Denny Hamlin, I mean, Kyle Busch only found victory lane once, Eric Jones didn't win at all last year, so it's not like the Joe Gibbs cars were just dominant. Across the board, Martin Truex Jr.'s numbers last season were just a little bit down than in years past. His average finish was still 11.7. That's pretty great. But that didn't result in wins, and I know this is a 2nd year now with James Small and Martin Truex Jr. teamed up. I'm sure there will be some improvements, but I just don't feel like they're going to break out this year. You know, no disrespect really to Martin Truex Jr., but I do think losing Cole Pearn was a larger deal than many have made it out to be. You know, before Cole Pearn got to Furniture Row Racing in the 2015 season, the year before, I understand there are other differences as well, but Martin Truex Jr. and that 78 team were like a 20th place car most weeks. The very next year, you add Cole Pearn into the fold, they made it to the championship 4. That was still when Furniture Row was with Chevy. Of course, then they joined Toyota in the 2016 season and then won the championship together in 2017, and I know Martin Truex Jr. is a really, really good driver. He's been around a while. He's won races without Cole Pearn in the past, you know, so I'm not saying it's all Cole Pearn, but the addition of Cole Pearn a few years back really seemed to light a fire in Martin Truex Jr., turned him into a future Hall of Famer. I'm not convinced James Small is going to get the same thing out of that team, so I think for the 2nd year in a row, Truex will only win one race. Where does he get that win? I'm not really sure. He did win at a short track last year. He still is yet to win at a super speedway, I believe. Perhaps that's one he could check off his list. Bold prediction number 4, Chase Briscoe, a rookie, will win more than one race. I don't know, I guess I'm really feeling the young drivers this year. If Chase Briscoe does what I say he will do and win more than one race next year, he'll be the first rookie since Denny Hamlin in 2006 to win more than one race in his rookie season. Hamlin that year swept the Pocono races. The year before that, Kyle Busch actually won twice as well. But since 2006, the most a rookie has won in the Cup Series as a rookie is once. And it's been done a couple of times, but not consistently. So if a rookie actually steps into the Cup Series this year and does win more than one race, that's going to be pretty freaking notable. If any rookie has the chance to do it, I think it's Chase Briscoe. The guy won 9 times just a year ago. 9 wins in the Xfinity Series last year. Extremely impressive. Chase Briscoe is another driver, much like Austincendrick. Maybe not quite to the extent that Austincendrick is, but Briscoe's a really good road course racer as well. Of his 11 Xfinity Series wins, Briscoe has 2 of them at road courses. In fact, his first ever Xfinity Series win came at the Charlotte Roval in the inaugural race there in 2018. Chase Briscoe is jumping into a Stewart-Haas racing car. Remember, he's taking over the 14 car now that Clint Bowyer is heading to the Fox TV booth. Last year in that car, Clint Bowyer led 280 laps. He did not win a race, and in fact, he only had 2 top 5s, but despite only having 2 top 5s all season long, he did advance to the round of 12 in the playoffs. So he still put together a pretty decent overall season. Remember, Clint Bowyer's teammate and now Chase Briscoe's teammate Cole Custer did nab a win last season as a rookie. He won that race at Kentucky. Aside from that win, he really didn't have a very remarkable season, but recently a Stewart-Haas Racing rookie did get a win, so that is something to keep in mind. One thing I really like about Chase Briscoe, and one thing that sets him apart from many rookies in recent years, is that Chase Briscoe is 26 years old. And in recent years, we've seen Cup Series rookies be 19, 20, 21 years old. I mean, pretty frequently. 26 is old for a rookie by recent days standards. I mentioned Denny Hamlin winning those 2 races back in 2006. Denny Hamlin was 25 years old that year as a rookie. A little bit closer to what Briscoe is going to be this year. I do think that plays to Chase Briscoe's advantage. Look, talented drivers are talented drivers. Chase Elliott just won a championship at age 24, so if you got the talent at a young age, more power to you. But I do think there's something to be said for taking your time, learning everything. Remember, Chase Briscoe was a part of Ford's development driver system. He's driven a lot of cars the last few years, so I think he's extremely well-rounded, and I look for Chase Briscoe to have a tremendous rookie season, and I think a great career overall. I think Ford and Stewart-Haas Racing have a really good driver on their hands. I know I hyped up last year's rookies. I was excited about Christopher Bell. He kind of let me down last year. I was excited about Cole Custer, and he did grab a win, but kind of let me down elsewhere. Tyler Reddick impressed me last year, but he just didn't have the car to win ever. I know I often get excited about rookies, and last year's rookie class was quite impressive. This year's rookie class with Chase Briscoe leading it, I think could make some noise. Briscoe especially. So I think Chase Briscoe will win twice this year, and that's going to be pretty notable when it happens. All right. I've been focusing mainly on individual drivers so far. For my final bold prediction number 5, I think Chevrolet will get multiple cars into the Cup Series Championship 4 for the first time since 2015? Yes, that was the year Jeff Gordon, Martin Truex, and Kevin Harvick was still in a Chevy at the time. But since 2015, Chevy has never gotten more than 1 of their cars into the championship 4. And in fact, between 2017, 2018, and 2019, they didn't get any cars in the championship 4. Chevy was completely shut out until Chase Elliott broke through just a few months ago and actually got the championship. Chevy's been sailing through choppy waters the last few years, but I think in 2021, multiple Chevy drivers will advance to the championship 4 for the first time in 6 years. The only Chevy driver I'm confident enough to name specifically right now is Chase Elliott. I think Chase Elliott will make it to the championship 4 this year. He was so strong at the end of last year, and this year the regular season schedule plays even more into his strengths with all those road courses, so I think he's only going to have more playoff points at his disposal come October, November, so look for Chase Elliott to make it to the championship 4. But besides Elliott, what other Chevy cars could make it in? Watch out for Alex Bowman. At the end of the 2020 season, he had 4 top 5s in the final 5 races. He's in a new car, he's in a contract year, a really important contract year, so look for Alex Bowman to really step up his game this year. He's going to have to. He'll be on his horse, so perhaps Alex Bowman sneaks into the championship 4. Of course, Chevy and Hendrick have added Kyle Larson into the fold this year. This is likely going to be the best car consistently that Kyle Larson has ever driven in his NASCAR Cup Series career, so watch out for Kyle Larson. Expectations for Larson I've seen are everywhere. Some people think he's going to win 5-6 races and be a title threat. Others say it might be slow going. He might be lucky to nab a win this year. I think it's really difficult to predict at this point, but Kyle Larson is a world-class driver, driving, like I said, the best Cup car he's ever driven. It would not shock me if he has a great year and gets all the way to Phoenix. And you can't count out the Ganassi cars. I don't expect a whole lot from Ross Chastain, but Kurt Busch could always surprise us. He did make it to the round of 8 this last year. You can't forget about William Byron, the other Hendrick car. I'm always forgetting about him. Sorry, Byron. Heck, even Austin Dillon showed some speed in last year's playoffs with those 2 top 5s there in the first 2 races. And speaking of the 2020 playoffs, this is another reason I'm confident in this bold prediction that Chevy's going to take over the championship for. Towards the end of last season, it was reported that ECR and Hendrick were combining their notes, combining their research to develop one universal Chevrolet NASCAR engine package. That's something Toyota has been doing for years. TRD builds all the Toyota engines. That's something Ford has been doing for years. Yates builds all the Ford engines. Chevy's had a couple different people building engines, and they often kept their notes private, but towards the end of last season, that stopped. They shared information. They were building the best engine Chevy could possibly build, and I don't want to say this is the only thing responsible for Chase Elliott's incredible run late in the season, but Chase Elliott did win 3 of the final 5 races last year. I mentioned Alex Bowman's strong run late in the season. Austin Dillon was fast in the playoffs. I don't know if the engines were being collaborated on at that point or not, but still, towards the end of last season, Chevrolet picked up the pace. At least a couple of their most notable drivers did for sure. So assuming those engine practices continue on into this season, Chevy might be right out of the gates as fast as they've been in years. I'm confident that Chevrolet will get at least 2 drivers in the championship for this year, but let me know what you think down below. What do you think about all of my bold predictions? Am I on the right track with any of them? Do you think I'm way off base? Let me know down in the comments and share your own bold predictions for the 2021 NASCAR season. Let's see how creative we can get. That's all I've got for this video here today. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel. We talk NASCAR news, notes, rumors, speculation. Sometimes we have fun like we did here today all throughout the year, so make sure you subscribe so you do not miss an episode. As always, a huge thank you to my amazing Patreon supporters as well. Enjoy the Rolex 24 this weekend. I'll be back next week with tons of Out of the Grooves Monday through Friday, so look forward to that. I will see you all very, very soon. Stay safe out there, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.